Hey guys, my name's Amber. I'm going to be doing a project for my Biology 200 class, and I'm going to be talking about ALS. This is my patient, Rodney, who has ALS. I'll be explaining what ALS is and the progressions of it, and then I'll be telling you a little bit about Rodney. ALS is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It is neurodegenerative disease characterized by progressive degeneration of upper and lower motor neurons in the brain and spinal cord. The upper motor neuron caused spasticity, which is tightness in the muscle, slowness of motion, poor balance, and in coordination. The lower motor neurons caused muscle weakness, muscle atrophy, shrinkage of the muscles, and twitching of the face. They all can affect at the same time. ALS affects the nerve cells that control voluntary muscle movements, such as walking and talking. It generally deteriorates and then dies. ALS usually strikes in the late to middle-aged people. Late 50s is the average that it strikes, or later, although it can occur in younger people and in elderly people. With Rodney, he was diagnosed when he was 35 years old. Your hearing, vision, and touch all remains the same, and there's no ignoring ALS signs. It will eventually take over your body. With Rodney, November 18th of 2013 is when he was diagnosed. On May of 2013 is when he fell down the steps, got up, saw blood, passed out forward, and broke his jaw. He started having symptoms after he had fell in his left hand. He started losing grip, and he started doing physical therapy. It didn't help. Then they started doing other tests to eliminate all of the possibilities before diagnosing him in November of that year. They went to a Mayo Clinic in Minnesota in February of 2014. They said it could be traumatic-induced ALS. Where he had fell, it indicated, and that's when the disease started. It could have been not active in his body at the time. There is spontaneous ALS also, which means there's just one day that you'll start having all the symptoms. ALS is passed through families, and his is called trauma-induced ALS because it started off after he had failed. Another guy that was at the Mayo Clinic, and he had slammed his hand in the car door, and that was caused by onset of ALS. ALS caused Rodney's feet and legs to draw up, and I'll show you what I mean. With ALS, this is what Rodney's feet look like now, and normally a person's foot would be more straight like this. But where the muscle up here in his leg draws, it draws and pulls his leg down. And it's very painful. But that's what causes the muscle in his legs to draw up. And it causes his feet to curl downward. And his toes to go downward also. And I'll show you what his hands look like also. ALS caused Rodney's hand to lose grip in his left hand in the very beginning. His strength eventually went to both hands. They started to draw like his feet did. They looked like kung fu hands whenever we started working with them. but we've worked with them and got them to be flat now. But his hands would draw up and curl up like this, and then they would curl up like that, and we had to work with him to get his hands to be flat. He got his feeding tube placed in April of 2016. He lost the ability to swallow, causing extreme weight loss. His weight was normally at 180, and whenever he had his weight loss, he was only 93 pounds. So he got his feeding tube placed in April of 2016. You can see in Rodney's face at times facial twitching in his cheeks and chin, and sometimes it will even cause his lip to quiver. He lost ability to speak in the late 2016. It went from just a whisper to completely gone. The ventilator was placed, which is over there. It was placed in 2017 of January. The disease progressed, causing respiratory shutdown, and that's why he had the trach put in. This is just a look into what ALS is, and I really thank you for watching.